Hello, this is Akiko Sudano at StampinInTheMeadows.com in Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And thank you for joining me today. Let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay, so today I'm going to use, have you seen this Christmas season stamp set? Hi, Chi. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a bundle that has all of these beautiful images, and these when they stamp, they don't stamp flat. They kind of stamp in different shades and stuff. So you don't have just a flat, solid image, and you have a lot of different variations and shading and stuff. And it's really, really a nice set. Hi, Karen. Thank you so much for joining me. It's a really, really nice stamp set, and I've shown a lot of different Christmas cards made with this stamp set because you can see you've got all of the different, the greenery here and the holly leaves and the berries and stuff and the pine cones, which are really beautiful. But I've also seen some fall type of cards, Thanksgiving kinds of cards. And so that's what I wanted to do today with today's card. And so I've kind of made myself a little bit of a prototype here. And I'm not going to use the pine cone stamps, but I'm going to use all of these other greenery sprigs in fall colors to make a background for a card. So I'm going to go ahead and start with that, and it's going to be just a lot of stamping today. I'm going to start with, I'm going to put this on because I'm not sure how this is going to go, because this stamp set is very, very, I think it's very, very nice for freehand stamping. I'm going to move this cardstock over on the side just so that I don't get a mess. But I'm going to start with the long leaf stamp, and I'm going to do this in Soft Succulent. Happy Sunday, Karen. It's a beautiful day for us here. It's a little bit cold. I hope it's nice weather for you in North Carolina too. Hi, Linda. Thank you so much for joining me. So I've inked it up with Soft Succulent, and I'm going to stamp it on the side here once, and then I'm going to pick it up, and I'm going to just move it again and shift it a little bit so that I get that second stamp on the side there. So it kind of, I want that kind of an effect. So that is good. So I'm going to close this up, and then I'm going to get my cinnamon cider, and I'm going to stamp this little guy underneath in cinnamon cider. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to stamp it once full strength, kind of on the side, and it's easy since it's photopolymer. It's easy to place the stamps. You can and the thing about this too is that even when they kind of overlap, for some reason this really looks nice. So it's sunny, windy, and fall. It's a little, yes, it's a great fall day for us here too, and it's a little chillier than it has been. But we had some sunshine, but now it's kind of cloudy, unfortunately. But so I did the same thing with the cinnamon cider, right next to that down there, and then I'm gonna pull out Bumblebee. That's gonna be my next fall color, and I'm gonna do. There's this large leaf spray in Bumblebee. And I'm going to kind of go in a circle here with this kind of as a center point. And I think the thing, and this is going to go off the page, but I think that, well, like this one, you're going to be able to see. This one, I've got the leaf overlapping, but it really doesn't look bad there. But now I have to be careful because I had stamped this, so I want to be careful that I don't stamp this for the second stamping on top of that, because I'm going to get a line in that. So I'm going to stamp it off on paper, and then I will go over this. And like I said, I want to just shift this a little bit so that I kind of get a shadow, and that's nice and clean. And I don't know if you can see, like this guy right here. So this one, the first stamping, it went off, and then the second one, I stamped it for my second stamping, except that the little piece that went off ended up being full strength, and so that wasn't very, that was kind of a boo-boo there. So that was something good to learn. So that's why I went ahead and I re-inked it and I stamped it off, because you can see right here it went off, and I just didn't want to have an accident and have that same thing happen with the bumblebee. So then I want to go back to the long one, and I'm going to stamp that again in Soft Succulent, just kind of going around in circles here with this. And again, on this one, I'm going to I don't know if that's going to stay on. Hi, Debbie. Thank you for joining me. But this one, yeah, I'm on there all the way, so I can go ahead and stamp this again. And you just get a little bit of a shadow, and it ends up being very pretty. But you can see here how this one went over the line, and this one went over the previous stamping. For some reason, I think this with these stamps, it really doesn't look bad. Sometimes it really bothers me, but with this stamp set, it doesn't. And that's one of the things that makes it so easy to make different arrangements with this stamp set. And I'll go back with the bumblebee with that large, and then put this right here and fill this up. There's my first one, and then shift it a little bit and do the second one like that. And it just kind of gives it a little bit, I don't know, I wasn't sure. The first time I had stamped an arrangement like this, I felt like there were some empty spots. And just by doing that second stamping just a little bit off, I felt like it kind of filled things up a little bit so that it really looked like it was more of a full greenery arrangement. All right, so then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take the little berry stamp, and I'm going to stamp that in Mary Merlot in a couple of places to fill out my, and I'm going to just stamp this in full strength, and just to kind of fill in some of the areas right here. I think that looks good. No, that's fine. And these berries, I've done them. It's like you can fit them in whatever shape area you want to fit them in, because that triangle can be turned in a lot of different ways, so that, you know, if you want to fill it in like this, or you need to fill it in like this. I think this one, for this little area right here, I'm going to fill it in like this and kind of do it, and it works. And then I'm going to put one more on the corner here, and I'm going to do it like this, and this is going to go off the panel there. So that's going to be my background. All right, but I'm going to do one more thing to this. I want to give this a little bit of texture. So what I'm going to do is take this, and I'm going to emboss it with this timber embossing folder. Now, it's kind of hard to see right here, but this is the design of the thing. So I'm going to make it so that the wood grain seems to be going this way, and I'm going to make it horizontal there. But that means I turn it sideways. That doesn't make any sense, but that's the way it seems to work. And then I'll have a lot of texture in addition to this pretty design on the card here. So I'm going to take this over to my embossing machine, and I'm going to run it through. And I've got it right here set up behind me. And And so here it is, and pull it out of the panel, and luckily everything was dry. And then, so that's going to be my main panel. Now, what I've got is somewhere here. Okay, here it is. I've got a panel of Mary Merlot, and I'm going to just adhere this to the Mary Merlot like that. I'm going to have all of the measurements, because I don't remember what the measurements are. I just know that this was 1/8 of an inch larger than this one. I'll have those all on my blog tomorrow, on my blog post tomorrow. Now, one of the things with this this particular embossing folder is I like to make sure that I have more, you don't want to put, you want to be careful not to have too much glue so that it's gushing out, but I like to have the glue kind of close to the edge, because you can see that this embossing folder does tend to kind of warp your paper. You can see that a little bit more. So, oh, hi, Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me. So it does tend to warp it. So you want to make sure that you glue those things down solidly, and then you'll be able to press the folds out, and then you'll get a nice flat edge to your mat if you do that, because there will be some give because of the creases from the embossing. So just, you want to pull it out, and let's get this centered on the panel. And you can, I don't know if you can see here, but there's like right here, it's really kind of sticking up. So I can press that down, and I've got all that glue that I did close to the edge, and it presses nice and flat. So right here, it's a little bit, it's sticking out a little bit, so I can press that down. See? You want, it's kind of hard to manage, because you don't want to put so much glue down that it gushes out, but you want to do, oh, here's another area where it's sticking out. You want to put a little bit more than you would normally do, and not so much that it's gushing out, but a little bit more than you would normally do, so you get a nice solid hold, and that will stick nice and flat to your mat or whatever panel that you're going to put it on. Okay, so then the next thing I'm going to do, and I wasn't sure whether I should use the Very Vanilla or the linen thread, but I think I'm going to use the Very Vanilla Baker's Twine, and I'm going to wrap this around here and go twice, and then I'm going to make a bow on the side over here. So got that. I'll cut this off right there, and then just, is that about, that's about even. Put that aside, and then just tie this up, just so we've got a little bit of a bow here. And just tie this in a knot, and then we'll make our bow. I think that belongs on that side. There we go. Come on. There we go. Pull it nice and tight. There we go. And then just make a bow. Just a simple little Baker's Twine bow, nothing fancy, just a little loopy. And then once we get the label put on, we'll figure out exactly how we want to get all of that stuff oriented, but I think it's going to be like that. All right, so the next thing, let's go ahead and let's hold off adhering that to the panel. We'll pop that up on our panel, but let's hold off on that. But let's go ahead and stamp the label. And what I have is a panel of cinnamon cider, and I'm going to stamp just the grateful sentiment, and this is this grateful sentiment from the Sparkle of the Season stamp set, and it's just going to be just the one sentiment for the outside of the card. I'm not going to put a sentiment on the inside. And I'm going to stamp this in Mary Merlot and just put it right about here. Okay, there we go. So I've often used this technique, and this is the two-step die cutting technique, but I thought I would go ahead and demonstrate it because I'm going to use this label die from the seasonal labels dies that comes in the bundle with the Christmas season stamp set, and this one is see, this is a perfect label for it, but it's way too long, and what I want to do is I want to make it shorter. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to over to my die cutting machine, and I will be right back because I'll show you. This is a great one to do with the two-step stamping because it's smooth. It's basically straight edge all the way across. So I'll be right back, and I'll show you what happens, how I finish die cutting this. I have to change plates and put my die cutting plate on instead of my embossing plate. There we go. And put this on. Hold it down with a little bit of Post-it tape, and well, actually, I think that moved a little bit. I think I'm okay. Okay. I think it's time to get new plates for my embossing machine here. Should I get it all? Yes, okay. So what I did here, and I'll pull these this tape off, is I just cut that off like that. So this is I don't need this anymore. So then the next thing, since this is nice and straight, I can align this with the back of, so you see how it's nice and straight on the grooves here? I can align this up like this, and then I can slide this down so that I can get this one arranged in the right, like right there. It's the Grateful stamp is from the Sparkle of the Season stamp set. It's this one. It's just a simple, I guess, Times kind of font, and it's just a simple sentiment, which I think is nice for Thanksgiving. So I'm going to put this down here, and I think that looks about centered to me. So I'm going to adhere this down here, and I'm going to run this again through my die cutting machine. And the thing, I'm going to just run it halfway through because I don't need to go all the way. But since it's you can see on the back, it's not gonna matter whether I go halfway or all the way. But I really just need to go halfway. So I'm going to push this through now, and then go halfway, and then roll it back. And you can see how it cut through the extra over here, and it gave me a nice little label, just like that. But it's shorter, and so it's better for this sentiment. And then I can put this one right here. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm going to pop this one up with dimensionals. Here we go. And I'm going to put the dimensionals on the edges here so that I kind of make a channel for my baker's twine here. There we go. And let's see. I have time that I can, since I don't have it, I can either move this up or down if I want. Make sure that my my baker's twine is going straight across the straight horizontally, and then I can pull off my dimensional covers. And put that. So you see, even though it was kind of messy in the center, that's where I was going to put the sentiment. So that will kind of cover it. And I've got all these pretty leaves coming out. Yeah, and that's good. And then okay, so now I can play with my bow. This I've got a lot of extra stuff here. Don't think I need quite that much. And of course it's going to twist, so you have to play with these things. And I find that just kind of twisting it and going back and forth helps to get rid of some of these funky little things, as it these little twists that you get with your bows. Figure out which one is the one that's got to be pulled through, so that they're both the bow loops are about the same length. There we go. Now this one's still a little long. There we go. Is that about the same? That looks about the same. That's good. And then pull this one down, and then we can trim it off about here, because that's going to go down on our card a little bit more. And that's very, very loose, and that's fine. So then we're going to put this on the front of a cinnamon cider card base. So this is our card base, and we're going to pop this guy on with dimensionals. And it's very, very simple. And I hope you like the colors. I always find, I'm never quite sure how much of yellows versus oranges versus reds to put in fall color, fall scenery, greenery kinds of things. And then you need a little bit of brown and a little bit of green. So, but it's fun. And it's always pretty. Our foliage is just barely starting to change. I'm glad you like the colors, Karen. I like all the fall colors. But this season, I've really been using the Mary Merlot a lot, more so than I have at other times of year. But it is fun to play with different colors as you change the season. Okay, so that's the bottom. That's the right way. So I'm checking, make sure that I'm straight. And then put this on like that. And then I'm going to add, these are the Genial Gems, and these are just so pretty with just a little bit of, I'm going to use the clear ones. Actually, I don't know if this is clear or if there's some shade of light pink, but it's very, very faint. So I'm going to put some of these guys on just to get a little bit of sparkle And let's see, I think we could use both sides because this greenery is pretty big. Now let's stick it right here, close to the label so that it shows up. And we'll put a little one on the label right up here. And then let's put another big one down here by these cinnamon cider guys. There. I think that looks good. So I think that's good for our card front. So let's go to work on the inside. And I think for the inside, we need to just do some more greenery stamping here. Okay, here's my panel. So I think we want to pick up some of the same colors and the same shapes as we have on the card front. So let's start with the soft succulent. And since this is in this corner, we'll put some stuff down in this corner here. And we want to make sure we leave plenty of room, but we want to add some stuff. Just make a little bit. And let's go ahead and do the two-step thing with it too. Stamp it off and stamp on again so that you've got the shadow, which I think that's pretty. And then let's do some of the bumblebee with the large leaf. I'm trying to keep the same colors to my leaves, same colors on the inside as I've got on the card front. Oh, I've got an idea. So put this guy down here, and we'll just put one of him, and we'll really kind of go sideways like that, so that so that we don't take up too much of the space on the inside of the card there, so that you've got so that it doesn't interfere with our sentiment so much when you write your little message. So we'll put, actually I'm going to make this go off like that. There we go. So we've got some of those, and then let's add a little bit of Mary Merlot berries. And so where should we put them? That's the question. I think I wasn't sure if we should put them here or here or here. So we will find. Oh, thank you, Linda. I'm glad you like the colors. Oops, that's not Mary Merlot. That's soft succulent. So the biggest challenge that I've had with this is making sure that I actually stamp my stamp with the color that I want to use. So Mary Merlot, and I'm going to keep this full strength since I left that full strength there. If I put it here, that's a little. I think I'm going to just stick a few of them right here. Just a few of them, kind of, so that I still have my angle this way, like that. I think that's good enough. And close this guy up, and then we will get some cinnamon cider and put just on the top corner a touch of the cinnamon cider. So we've got just a little bit up here, just a little bit. And we'll ink this back up, stamp that off so that we get some of the lighter color. There. So that's going to be it for the inside of the card. Should I add some more yellow to that? I feel like I should add some more bumblebee to the top corner there. So I'm going to do that. It's like, okay, I think I'm starting to get to the point where we're doing a little bit too much, but just a little bit I think will be fine. Maybe just one of these guys right here. Just maybe this one. Yeah, this one right here. Like that. And stamp it off and stamp it right there. So just a little bit. Okay. Yes, I like that. cover everything up, and I think we're good. So cover everything up. Let's get our Stampin' Seal and put this on the back. And insert this on the inside of your card, and we are done. Okay, good. And like I said, again, next I will have everything, I'll write everything up and put all the sizes of everything on my blog, and I'll push that out tomorrow. And I hope you get a chance to play with this stamp set. It's very, very pretty, and it's just so versatile, because don't forget they have dies for cutting out each of those different leaf clusters, but you don't have to use them. And you can make a pretty Thanksgiving card that's different with a Christmas stamp set. So I have fun with this, and I hope you like it. And thank you so much for watching today. Everybody have a great weekend. I'll be back next weekend. Thank you. Bye-bye.